you have an indoor space with a very low ceiling and it's small for the number of people, then
somewhere
there's no point. But somewhere is big, high ceiling, accessible, good parking, good washrooms, good ventilation, good security, good service area where you can hide your food and drinks. You know, like where the behind the scenes kitchen where you don't have your ice chest where guests can see. But when you have all of these things, has all of these things set. Then for me it's a good location.
Okay.
But if you have a very good venue and the washrooms are not enough, if you have 300 people and the washrooms are just 2, then there's a problem. If you have a very big location in the car park, if you have a very big location for 300 people and the car park can take only 20 cars, then there's a big problem. If there's no security, then there's a big problem.
No, there's a lot you're putting out there because sincerely, I didn't think it would even go here. I was just asking basically. Right now, the whole idea has shifted, guys. This is great information. I don't know for you, but you should watch this before you get married.
If there's no service. If it's about marriage, the first thing to consider is life after the wedding. Okay. For me, because the wedding will happen. Okay. But marriage is reality. Okay. The wedding happens in a day. It's beautiful. I'm a wedding vendor. I mean, who doesn't want to spend a lot on the wedding? But life after the wedding is what's more important. Some people go ahead and get married to the people who are not the right fit for them. Okay. Some people also go ahead and not think about how they will live afterwards, like where you live, the job you're going to do, how you support the family, all of those things. It's a lot. It goes more than just coming together to go and live somewhere. My name is Dustin. I'm an event designer and destination wedding planner. And on busy days like this, this is my main man.
I told you guys that is what it is. So Dustin, what do you sincerely think about weddings?
That's honestly a very interesting question.
That's what I told you. I'm a very interesting guy.
My genuine opinion about weddings. Weddings honestly are a very good platform for people to come together, for people to interact, for people to celebrate, for people to get happy. It serves as a purpose for a lot of things because in my experience as a wedding expert or a wedding vendor, I noticed that most of the time it is until there's a wedding that people find the need to travel a long distance back home. For a lot of people, the point is like a reunion for lots of families, for lots of friends. For some people, it's like an entry point or a moment or an opportunity for them to be ushered into a new life. That's from being single to being married, and it's worth celebrating. Weddings. You see, I have so many different opinions about weddings depending on the direction. Another opinion I have about weddings is that it's sometimes not just about the two people coming together to live their life together, but it's about two entire families, two different backgrounds coming together to live as one. That'll be the African wedding. And not just the African wedding, because we've done lots of international weddings as well for foreign people. It's not just a couple, it's a family as well. Really? I thought outside there it's just me and my wife. It depends. You see, the thing is, it depends on the people's background. Because you have, if you're more family oriented, you still have family in it. You still have family because we've worked with nationalities who are very family oriented, and we have a few people who is just me and my wife and my friends, and then we are good to go. So it depends on the people's background and how they were raised, but generally it's a family thing, because we've had situations where the bride and groom have their own ideas, but the families are very opinionated. You were telling me the other day that some family can change your whole plan. Exactly. All right. So when somebody is about to get married or somebody's thinking about marriage, what are the first things they should consider? Is it family or yourself first? Since family can change everything. A tough one. Thinking about marriage. Marriage or wedding? I don't know which one. You can answer both. If it's about marriage, the first thing to consider is life after the wedding. For me, because the wedding will happen. But marriage is reality. The wedding happens in a day. It's beautiful. I'm a wedding vendor. I mean, who doesn't want to spend a lot on the wedding? But life after the wedding is what's more important. Some people go ahead and get married to the people who are not the right fit for them. Some people also go ahead and not think about how they will live afterwards, like where you live, the job you're going to do, how you support the family, all of those things. It's a lot. It goes more than just coming together to go and live somewhere. And that's a mistake a lot of people do. They put all their money into just the flashy wedding, and then afterwards is a whole borrowing
whatever.
Exactly. So if it's marriage, life after the wedding is what's important in the big picture for the future.
Okay.
But if it's for the wedding, the most important thing to consider is what you want and how much you want to spend on it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I think.
What you want and how much. But then you just spoke about life after the wedding.
Yeah.
So if what you want would be like a bigger interest for you than what you actually need, or let's say what you can have after wedding and you so live a comfortable life after.
Yeah, you see, that's why I said what you want and how much you're willing to pay for it. Because some people have a very big dream for their wedding, but they're not.
Everybody.
Oh no, some people are not wedding. I've met people who are not interested in weddings.
Oh really?
Yeah, I've not.
Ladies, it will be difficult.
Ladies and men.
No men there. That's our position.
Even ladies. I've worked with people where the ladies are more into the guys are more into the wedding than the ladies.
That's crazy and weird. Because Charlie, the guys are always wanting to run from some cost they know over. Okay.
Situations.
All right, but they are fewer. You agree?
Yeah, they are fewer.
Okay. So back to the question you're answering.
Yeah. So you see, it's what you want and how much you want to pay for it. Some people have a very big picture.
Okay.
But they're not willing to spend as much, and they don't have the power to spend or capacity to spend as much.
Okay.
Some people, you see, it's basically what you want and how much you're willing to pay for it. Some people want the big picture and they're ready to spend on the big picture. Okay. So, and some people too, they are not doing, they when they're doing their wedding, they don't do what they want, but they're doing what others want to please them and also to have some sense of belonging. Okay. Because which
which is the reason why people borrow and do all those things. They just want to look good for themselves. Yeah. Or what others would think.
Yeah. We've had situations before where a few days to time the bride will call and be like, you know what, Dustin, this whole thing we've been discussing, it's not what I want to. It's my sister who was giving me these ideas.
Can you imagine?
This is not my kind of thing.
Okay, so people just follow people's advices and what they see on the internet.
Exactly.
They don't really want it, but because that's what's trending.
That's what they are doing.
All right, that is very interesting.
Yeah. It's not about what you want, not what people want.
So you should please yourself first.
You should please yourself first and how much you're willing to spend on it. Yeah. Because if you're not willing to spend, I mean, all the time I always say we have to identify what you want and how much you're willing to spend on it, and then we bridge the gap between the two. Okay. Some people, how much you're willing to spend can afford the dream. Some people cannot, and then you find a balance halfway. Okay. For instance, some people, maybe somebody wants to get married in a beautiful garden somewhere in Italy, but then they cannot afford it. Okay. So we can find a venue,
a brig or somewhere,
or a brig that is within the budget. So like we're bridging the gap between what you really want.
Okay, that is great. Okay, do you sincerely think everyone needs a wedding planner?
Yes, everybody needs a wedding planner.
Like seriously,
it's very
the Kankwe way is not the best.
Everybody needs a wedding planner. Everybody needs a wedding planner.
Okay, why so?
Everybody needs a wedding planner because a couple of years back, wedding planning was a different ballgame altogether. It wasn't as detailed. I'm talking about in Ghana here. Okay. To be specific, it wasn't as detailed. It wasn't such a big deal. Okay. And people were always getting their aunties who have done weddings before to help them, people to help them put the wedding together. But now we have so many little things involved. And for you, the person getting married, it's probably your first time getting married yourself for a lot of people. Yeah. And you don't have so much experience in organizing things and putting things together.
Definitely.
And on the day of, there's a lot of things on you. You're trying to please. You're trying to please. You're trying to please family, please a lot of people. You're trying to interact with people. You're also trying to at the same time be happy and celebrate. Right. That you don't want to be stressed. Okay. With inexperience in putting the wedding together.
There's a lot of work. There's a lot of work.
Sincerely. Handle it for you.
Because even looking at you sometimes when we are rolling, the way you have to call people. Imagine yourself getting married and you have to do all that work. It's crazy. So then I agreed to that fact myself, but I was thinking I can dodge it, or maybe my friends out there that can't afford it can dodge it.
How much I charge?
Yes. Why are weddings so expensive these days? Like I don't get it.
Weddings have always been expensive.
Okay.
Yeah, but the thing is the scale of weddings you want to do. You see, weddings are expensive because cost. There's a million and one things that go into it.
Okay.
And for each item, it's available in different designs, or there are different options at different prices altogether.
Okay.
There are so many things that come together. When you're putting together a wedding, people just feel like, oh, just call somebody to cook food, call somebody to come and bring chairs and tables, wear a dress and come and get married. But there's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes.
Okay.
And really and truly, if we sit down and calculate the amount of money or the amount of revenue from weddings, you realize the figures are huge because there's so many subcontractors. I'll explain this thing to you. For instance, when you're getting married, let's start with, let's say, clothing. For the bride, you're getting a different service provider to provide hair. Somebody is going to work on the makeup. Sometimes you get one person to work on hair and makeup. Okay. Hair, gown. These days people have a robe they wear before the main wedding gown. Wow. After the main wedding gown, they have an after party dress. Some people even have a third outfit. Some even have
crazy. But is it necessary, all these things?
Oh, it's not necessary. Okay. Not all of them are necessary. And then on the Sunday or the day after the wedding or the week after the wedding, they have like a Thanksgiving outfit. You are hiring different companies to do this. Before her accessories will come, her earrings, her jewelry. Then the actual wedding rings are going to come for the groom. Also your shoes, someone who's going to make your suits or your kaftan for your engagement. Even the barber who's going to cut your hair. After that, you come to things like, let's say, the venue rental. That's a whole different company altogether. You have the decor, which is like a whole huge ball game altogether.
That's your side.
You have the
money.
You have the
money side.
You have the.
I hear the figures sometimes you quote, and I'm like, how is it even possible?
Exactly. You have the caterers coming in, the cake maker. You have the DJ coming in.
Really, that is a lot.
You have even the officiating clergy, like the priests coming in. You have the drink service provider. You have the eye service provider. You have the waiters, the hostesses.
This is really your thing. You're just mentioning them like.
You have the photo, video. There's a lot of.
You mentioned like 20 things right now.
And each one is a different company altogether.
And each one is also profiting. Like it's actually Obia Didi, and they all have their team of workers that they all have to pay. So at the end of the day, one wedding is employing like, let's say, 100 people.
More than 100 people.
Wow.
More than 100.
So what's the rough number we give? Like 150 people in like a plush wedding.
Full wedding production.
Yeah, full wedding production.
It depends. It could be
up to a 500.
No, 500
not too much.
Is a bit much.
So
for instance, if let's say, depending again on the scale of wedding you're doing, if you're having a huge wedding, very detailed for, let's say, 200-300 people, depending on the scale of production you want. Decor alone can include maybe about 50 people. Okay. To make the decor happen. Okay. Average 50 people. It could be more or less depending on the level of production that we are trying to achieve. You have the dressmakers, for instance. Like the KT these days, they have all of this beading and
and then the corset, whatever.
You have the one who do the corset. There's the one who's going to do the beading. There's the one coming up with the design. There's the one who is stitching the pieces together.
So one shot at like 10 people already.
10 people are already working on it. The hairstylist, depending on who it is, sometimes you will have a different person who
doing this, that, do this.
The makeup to the same. The cake person, she's going to a shop to go and buy things from a shop. She has someone she's sending to go and buy things. She has the person who's doing her sugar flowers, the person who's doing her fondant, different things depending on also the level of cake you want. The caterer is getting the people, a whole team of people who are going to cook. The photographer is not just one person coming to shoot, it's like a whole team. 10, 5, 12, 4, 3, 2 people, depending on the like what you're going for. Crazy. So many things.
Yeah. So that explains why it's so.
And everybody is going to be paid.
Yes, everybody has to eat, like we already mentioned.
Because of what I do, decor has to be
part of it. Yeah. But if it's for somebody that is not really.
Yeah. For me, decor is not a big deal. So I know that. So it's not. If I wasn't into events, decor would have been number 1 on my list. Okay. But it's not. It's not a big deal. Okay. It's not.
It won't be a problem.
It's not a problem.
You sort for that side.
So it's not number 1 on the list, but definitely it's top 3.
It's part of it.
Entertainment for me is key because we've done weddings before where we did so much work, but they paid a fortune, but it was boring. People just came, sat down. 2-3 hours, people are picking up their bags and they are walking away. You can choose a location that is beautiful. That sets the mood right. People are excited. They don't want. They are so excited to be there. You can do decor that is so beautiful that everybody like just keeps wanting to take pictures.
Okay.
But if the entertainment is not good,
it won't hold them up.
Hour, 2 hours, they get tired of it.
And they've gotten what they want. They've taken their pictures.
They just start leaving.
Yeah.
So entertainment for me is key. And people are coming there to celebrate. Why celebrate when you can't call it a celebration when you're just
you can't retain people's interest and all.
Yeah, so it should be fun. And entertainment, entertainment for me is not about noise.
Okay.
When people are coming to sit down and dance and make good vibes, good music, soft sound. I mean, it's not like so loud that you cannot hear yourself think. You know, like just some kind of mood for me.
Like your party.
Yeah, exactly.
I loved it.
Yeah,
I loved it.
It was so quiet. Everybody keeps talking about it.
Yeah.
The music, the mood.
You know, I just knew that you knew what you were doing because it was so calm. But it was fun. Like everybody's vibely, you know. It was so
everybody
cool.
just had a very good time.
It
wasn't
so good.
Did you notice that nobody danced?
It's serious.
There was no dancing. But it was really fun.
It was really fun. Everybody was actually excited with their group, you know, and all that. Okay. So that's how come.
No dancing, but it was.
That's how come putting people together around the table is very important.
Yeah.
So that you can actually keep your conversations and you know all that.
Yeah.
Wow. That is great.
So you know how we had like the live singers and all. For me personally, that's my kind of vibe.
Okay.
So
because it's something you've not heard before, so actually it draws your attention and it was good. You know, it was.
And you notice that food and drinks delayed, but people didn't notice.
Nobody.
It for a while
nobody really bothered. Yeah.
So by the time the food and drinks came in was when we started serving it, and then that brings me to the second food because the entertainment can be good, but people start getting thirsty, people start getting hungry.
Okay.
If the drink is not great,
some way.
Yeah, if the food is not great,
some way.
People, some people lose interest and
I can't eat this. I don't like it. Yeah.
And they're hungry now. They want to leave. So the food is good.
They stay.
They stay
because they can eat and eat again. You know
what is better than good vibes with good food and good drinks. So it's like they enter. The music is great. They're having a good time, and then the food is just hitting the right senses, and they're just like.
You're feeling the mood. You're feeling this.
So after that is done, then now the decor for me is the next thing. So that you can it can be entertaining and it can be the food and everything can be great, but the settings should also look beautiful.
Right.
You know, it should be very, very nice so that people are
interacting with
everything. You feel relaxed. You're enjoying It's like everything is happening at the same time.
Yeah.
You're enjoying your favorite songs. You're eating really good food. So it's like it's entering.
It's a one-time experience. You wouldn't have that at home or anywhere. So you love and appreciate weddings more.
Because come to think of it, you can go and sit in anybody's house and eat good food.
That's the point.
Listen to good music.
Yeah, but you get the equation. It can be as like a wedding. Yeah.
So now when you start looking around, and for me, decor is beyond what you see.
Okay. It's what you feel.
Also all the senses. So what you touch, what you feel is important. What you smell,
what you sit on. You know, all that.
All of those things are important.
Great.
So then again, now we're setting the mood right.
Yeah.
And then the next thing I mentioned was clothing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's my wedding. I have to look great.
For look fly.
You look fly.
Yo.
And then the next thing for me is photo and video. Photo and video for me is at the fourth place because without photo and video,
memories are lost.
People see something. People will come to your event, alright, and they will always remember how amazing it was. What photos does is it helps keep the memory.
Okay.
So for me, photo and video is priority, but it's not number one on my list because I feel like even if I don't have pictures to show, like when you came for my event, for instance, even if I didn't have pictures afterwards, you always remember, you always say that, Charlie, we went to some events and it was so
dope,
nice, the people looked so good. At least you remember that. And the picture just helps you bring the memory back. So it's for me, it's priorities, but it's not number one on my list. I have to make sure things are in place.
And right now, with the world we are in, definitely there'll be capturing. Even if it's phones, like memories will always be there. Nobody will go to a place and never capture anything. Like it won't happen.
Yeah. So it's not number one on my list because I'm like, if the place is not nice, what are you there to shoot? If I'm not looking good, what are you there to capture? If the people are not happy, why are you snapping them? I don't want to snap people who are frowning. That's why it's number 4 on my list.
True. That makes a lot of sense.
And then number 5, what did I mention as number 5?
I don't remember.
But I think number 6 was location.
Yeah, location.
Yeah, number 6 was location.
But location is it really a big deal?
Oh, it is a big deal.
Because I feel like if somebody would come to your wedding, they'll come either way.
It's a big deal such that it has to be convenient for people.
Okay.
It should be accessible. It should have a lot of.
But accessibility comes with where you live actually.
Not necessarily where most of your guests live.
All right.
Because if you live all the way in Tama, they know your guests are in Accra. It's not convenient for them. You understand?
Yeah.
So accessibility is right, and then how adaptable it is to the kind of event you want to host.
Okay.
And apart from that, too, me, I like locations. So if you have somewhere very nice with a very beautiful view and the decor is beautiful, it's like everything is
on point
for me. If I'm going to a venue where my guests have to struggle to get there.
Some way.
For me, what is the point of me going there in the first place? So location for me is at that point. And again, so I feel like location is not number one for me personally, because no matter the venue, we can transform it. Okay,
no matter the space, we can do something. It can be your room, a big space, anything.
It can be transformed.
Yeah.
But again, it's on priority list because it needs to be in some kind of condition to be transformed.
Okay.
So it's important for me as well.
All right.
Because if you have an indoor space with a very low ceiling and it's small for the number of people, then there's no point. But somewhere which is big, high ceiling, accessible, good parking, good washrooms, good ventilation, good security, good service area where you can hide your food and drinks. Like where the behind the scenes kitchen where you don't have your ice chest where guests can see. But when you have all of these things, has all of these things set, then for me it's a good location.
Okay.
But if you have a very good venue and the washrooms are not enough, if you have 300 people then the washrooms are just 2, then there's a problem. If you have a very big location in the car park, if you have a very big location for 300 people and the car park can take only 20 cars, then there's a big problem. If there's no security, then there's a big problem.
There's a lot you're putting out there, because sincerely, I didn't think it would even go here. I was just asking basically. Right now, the whole idea has shifted, guys. This is great information. I don't know for you, but you should watch this before you get married.
If there's no service, like my event, for instance, when you came, you were being served, but you didn't see where the drinks were being served from.
Serious?
Do you remember?
I remember. I was like, what's happening? I'm not seeing the thing, but I just see some barman, something it keeps coming. I'm like,
But you're not seeing.
What's up?
The service area was well concealed.
Okay, so it's a thing.
So it's a thing. So you imagine sitting down, taking your pictures, and all. You take your picture and you get home and you see some ice chests and some Coke crates in the background.
Okay. No, I'm not appreciating it, because I was just there vibing, and I was noticing all the differences. To be frank, I was saying like this is a different thing, but I didn't know the details. What made this different? Like I was like, why is this so different? Why is it looking like I'm in some Bahamas? You get a vibe that you are in some Mexico. Where they are. You get me. So your party is really different too. We spoke about it for days.
Really?
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah, sometimes the caterers. Sometimes you used to think that there's actually on-site catering happening at the back somewhere. They are frying, grilling, and everything.
But you wouldn't know.
But you don't have to see it. So your guests should come and see everything. You should see the event. You shouldn't see the service.
I never knew this
about
weddings.
A venue should have. We have like an event we're working on this weekend, for instance. We are building a temporal kitchen for the event.
Wow.
So we are creating, because they didn't have such a thing. So the venue has space to be able to build those things. Then, yeah, then for me it's a good location.
But that's extra cost, of course.
It is extra cost.
A lot of extra cost, or small.
Depending on the level of.
Okay. It's just for production. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. It can just put some things together and just get cooking.
So and also the location to power situation over there is also important. A lot of like technicals.
But you've put a lot of information out there. I'm sure viewers will appreciate this.
Number 7 on my priority list is stationery.
Okay.
Yeah, stationery is number 7 on my.
But what's stationery? What's the? I'm not getting it.
Invitation cards, menu cards, signages, like stationery.
But this top level menu cards and things. Hey, some way.
Like invitation cards, for instance. I think it helps inform people as to what they're going to do.
All right.
If you send someone an invitation card, right? If somebody gets an invitation card for an event, and let's say it was printed very shabbily on some shabby sheet of paper and brought to you wouldn't take them that serious.
Okay.
Imagine
so it begins from there.
Invitation card
It's dope.
Nice envelope with some flowers sitting on it.
Some way.
You open it, it has like some foil printing.
Okay.
The whole card like a book that you open it. They've written some
things.
Handwritten cursive text. They've written some like you know. Hey, this event
is no joke.
It's no joke. Let me dress well and come. It helps inform people as to
That's true.
want to show
That's
up
true.
for your
That's
event.
true.
Yeah.
That's true. Very important.
And then again, when people are seated there, before they eat, depending on the kind of food service you're having, they need to know what is being served before the food comes to
I've never actually gone to a wedding like that yet.
Oh no,
it's not that common. But it's good to be common for you because you do this weekend to weekend, so I understand. You should be inviting me to some of these weddings so that I can experience it. The number of people that attend weddings, can you actually restrict and constrain better? It's possible.
It's very.
But that's for some DBs because me, like it's my family, there are many. And your auntie can be standing there, you tell your auntie that she won't come in. No, about bed now, but
you have to write a guest list. It's very important. Writing a guest list is very important. Not just for restricting people, but to help you know actual figures.
Okay.
For instance, some people start planning their wedding and they say 200 people. Some people think I don't know a lot of people. I always say I don't have enough. I don't have a lot of friends.
But see your party self.
And that was me being extremely strict.
Extremely strict. So imagine a wedding that people you won't invite people, but they are there. Like I know Dustin personally. I have to be there.
You have to write it. Some people feel like they don't know a lot of people. Some people feel like they know so many people.
Yeah.
We've had situations before where they feel like, oh, we know a lot of people, or we want to host 500 people.
Then share.
Really and truly, just 200 people show up.
Then you wasted money on your food and your chairs, blah blah
like,
blah.
Oh, I don't know a lot of people. Let's do 400.
Okay.
But really and truly, 300 people show up.
All right.
So it's important to write an actual list.
Okay.
With specific names and plus ones to know the real number of people.
Okay.
Sometimes you'll be like, you don't even count your family members. And you
exactly.
See my friends. And it's a lot more than what you just see.
Okay. So that's why a planner is needed to bind all these components together to make it a beautiful day. So guys, you really need to get a planner for your wedding. I recommend Dustin for you.
Oh, is she an Indian? Then you start. My uncle and his wife and children.
You can't sack any of them.
My mother, my father.
And then I think Dustin is doing a good job, guys. So he's doing great. If you are thinking of a wedding, you can plug Dustin, definitely. But that's what do you think about this initiative, like randomly putting stuff like this out?
I think it's very interesting. It's very interesting to know what's happening out there, what's happening in people's lives, what's happening outside your box.
Okay, so it's cool listening and sharing ideas. By the way, Dustin, thank you very much for this wonderful episode. So guys, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Of course, I know you love this. If you're getting married soon, you should watch this. Like in the Need You Pass, you should really watch this. And then we'll see you in the next one with another episode. Thank you.